Hey, what's up, Rise of Kingdoms? It's Bye here. So, there was a little, I would say, there was a huge change in the allies in our KvK. You could say betrayal, you could say civil war, internal conflict, whatever you call it. But as of right now, 2634 has changed the team. We are now with KNT 1774 and 1864, if I remember correctly. Their kingdom number. WTD is thành viên liên minh. Remember? Right. 1864. Um. So right now, right, we are with KNT and we with the yellow cam, which is what's the kingdom number here? 51 1051, and the other one is 2503. So it go back to like a 3v3, but we just switched the team. Our previous ally also picked up a new ally, which is 343, right? So we'll make it a 3v3 again. So today, right, 2634 decided to join a different team, and we started attacking on our previous ally, which is 1965 and 1261. So before you like throwing shit at me, right? I'm just here to try to explain things, and I'm gonna try my best to be as unbiased as possible, even though it is my kingdom. But I will try my best. I mean, sometimes when you are talking from your own side of your own side, uh, you might be biased, but I'll try. Okay, I'll tell you guys what I know. And for the record, like I am the one who actually tried to prevent it like whole thing from happening. So let me tell you from the start. Not from the start, but from when this happened, like which is yesterday. Yesterday, like every day, I thought we were done with the KvK. I logged into the game, and then the leadership team pinged me that there was some uh issue with like settling down on the reward distribution. So they added me to the ally chat, which I was not part of. Like I do not want to get involved into the ally chats. I do not want to get involved into the reward distribution. And let me show you guys what the KPI look like for our team. Okay, and this is where the issue. This is where the issue is. So as you can see right here, 1830, 1312, kill points and total death troop. Okay, kill point here, T5 kill, T4 kill. And total death troop here. We also see 1965, 1261, T4 kill here, T5 kill here, and total death troop here. Right. Kill point increase. Here's the amount of kill point increase, and here's the total amount of death troop for the kingdom. And this is the KPI for 2678 and 2634. So our KPI is definitely higher than them. Right, the 1830, 1312, 1965, 1261. So the issue with the KvK is that 1774 only focused fighting on this side, which is France zone, which gave us like a lot of fighting, which bring our KPI very high. Right, that explain it? I think if some of you guys watch my stream, you would know that we've been fighting a lot for 3 days, 4 days non-stop. That explain, right? It makes sense that our KPI is higher. And the thing is that, like, another thing is that our KPI is also higher than 1965 and 1261. So this is where the issue come from. And I'll explain to you guys why after. Okay. So 1965 and 1261, they were supposed to be the AC cam. You can judge by the power of the cam from the beginning, right? 1830, 1312, it was the AC kingdom in the A cam. They got 19.7 billion, 16.2 billion, so higher than us. we are at 16 billion, 15.9, so choose 32 billion total. 1965 at 18.6 and 17.4. So another issue was 1965, which announced AC Cam have a lower KPI than us, even though we were fighting together. Right? Was it causing a lot of issue? Right. So first of all, let's talk about the star. Right? Who going to get the star at the end? So from the very, very beginning, I was told that when we decide on the ally, we all agree that the final reward will be based on KPI. Okay, and this is what the actual KPI is. The other team, they did try to give us a false KPI record, which we did not approve of. And it was false information, right? They showing us that we did not drop any power here, 15.9, 15.9. That is total bullshit. And our kill point is definitely higher than them. So they gave us the list of KPI, and they said, oh, we didn't fight and whatnot. When on the other hand, it is the actual data that we got from scanning. Okay, so because they know that our KPI is definitely higher than both of them, right? So 1830, 1965, they know that 1830, 1812, 1965, 1261, they know that our KPI is higher. And when it comes to like the final reward distribution, we should have the final say, and we should get the best reward based on the initial agreement, which is whoever has the highest KPI should get the best reward at the end. So because of this KvK, right, 1830 be like, okay, we did not have a chance to fight a lot, so we don't want to count the KPI, and we want the star, right? And initially, right, we did not agree to it, right? And when they brought me into the discussion, I do believe that there was a lot of like argument, like heated argument happened way before. But when I come to the ally chat, right, the ally discussing about the reward distribution, the first thing I told my my leadership team is that this is in Vietnamese, right? But I can translate it to you guys, and you guys can get another Vietnamese person to translate it to you guys. I was telling them that do not care too much about the star. Right? As long as we got a good amount of reward for our effort, it should be okay. And we should understand for 1830 and 1312 because they did not have a lot of chance to fight, so it's okay. Right? We can give them the star. So this is what I told the leadership team when they get me involved into the discussion with the final reward distribution. So it took me quite some time to convince our king to kind of agree that okay, 1830, 1312, okay, they get the star. So that is one thing out of the way, one issue out of the way, right? But now, because 1830 and 1312, they did not want to use the KPI to distribute the final reward. 1965 and 1261 come in and say, okay, since we're not using the KPI, everybody should get the reward even equally. So in terms of the final reward between 2634, 2678 versus 1965 and 1261, there was no difference except for we got the first capture for the Zig, and they got the chronicle reward for the Zig. So very little difference. And a lot of our leadership teams they do not agree to it, right? Again, right, so there was another argument. A lot of I think our king said like, why do we get the same amount of reward as 1965 1261 when we clearly fought a lot harder than them? And 1965 1261 came back to us be like, oh, KPI doesn't mean anything, KPI doesn't matter, so everybody contributing to this KvK, so everybody should get the amount of reward equally. And I was there, and I was like, okay, fine, guys, no need to argue anymore. Like, this KvK is over, let's get it over with. We get as much reward as we could already, so let's just let 1965 1261 have what they want. Okay. Once again, it took a lot of time for me to convince the leadership team that okay, let's just get this thing over with. Let them have what they want. Right? There is no need to argue anymore. So here's the thing, because before we agree with the final reward distribution. Okay, we okay. So, but I know for the fact that before I got into the ally discussion about the reward distribution, there was some heated discussion, and there might be like back and forth. People kind of like maybe might have insulted each other. So one of the final reward is that we captured 3 circle. For the final reward, right? We captured 3 circle. 1965 captured 3 circle. And because like we did have some argument with 1830, so we don't want to have anything on their side, right? Of their territory over here. We don't want to build over here. I mean, we had some territory here before, right? I just want to be as unbiased as possible. We did have some territory here before, as you can see that we capture one of the circle here. Okay. But preferably, we don't want to have anything to do with 1830, because just in case they, what if they at the end of the KvK they got upset at us and they decide, oh, we got to take the circle, right? They are fresh. When we burn ourselves out already, so we like, okay, no, we got prefer to keep our circle on this side. And since 1965 and what's the other kingdom? In 1965 and 1261. Right, since you guys have a lesser KPI, then you guys should do some extra building, right? So we already agree with the final rewards. There was no, like, we just want to get things over with, right? Then it's just a little bit of building left for 1965 and 1261 has to do to avoid this whole conflict. I swear to God. So here is a chat from one of the king of 1965. Okay, I mean, he was trying to talk to our king about the building plan. Our king is Vietnamese. He doesn't speak English very well, so there was some miscommunication. So he tried to talk to me, right? So he like, hey, it seems like there are communication issue with your king, so I would appreciate if you can talk to her so she gets it right. So I told him here, like, we already agree with the final reward. It's just building to structure left. So he explained here there are 2 ways of split the 12 heroine. Either we take the one in Berry, blah blah blah, a whole bunch of things here. We suggest that you take the nature circle in Turin, why we get the courage circle in Turin, or that you take all circle in Turin, and we take all circle in France. So this is the big issue here. He want to take all the circle in France, and we take all the circle in Turin, which is not a good idea. We prefer to keep all our circle on our side. So this is what I'm trying to tell him here. Okay. I think we prefer to keep what we currently have. You guys will need to fort job on other side to get circle and carry on. Plenty of time to build for you guys. So yeah, like I'm just trying to work things out here with him. Okay. Take that level 7 gate for you first capture and build to get circle and here on. So I'm telling him to do just capture the gate, and he like, oh, and Zid, as you have easy access to the one Normandy, why we don't? That LOL, we take the top one, which will agree by your king. So after confirm with our king, so after I go back to the king to make sure that that is the level 7 gate they should be getting. So I was like, okay, this is the level 7 gate you guys getting. Okay, so I am can build to get this gate, and you will take all the circle on other side Turin. We will keep all the circle on this side. Plenty of time to build since we don't need to push for Crusader Fort of the other camp. So he like, why would we do it? We had to build to the whole new zone while you already build to those circles. So we do have some territory on here. Okay. So we take it, and everyone has 3. I mean, so I'm just trying to convey back the message here, right? It's just a bit of building. We already took a step back in terms of reward distribution. As I mentioned, right, I did try to convince our leadership team that we agree with the final rewards, that 1830 got the final star, and everybody like 1965 and 2634 get the same amount of reward at the end, even though we were not happy. So it's just a bit of building. We already took a step back in the reward distribution. I hope you guys can do some additional building. So I was really trying to make this guy not to push us anymore, because we already take a step back. I hope you guys like. I mean, like, I'm really trying to avoid this whole, like, conflict among allies. Like, sometimes I don't know, like, people just want too much, I guess. So like I hope you guys can do additional building and avoid unnecessary argument. Right? I really don't want to argue with him anymore because I mean I don't want to tell him that okay we don't want to be on the other side because it's 1830 and we have an argument with them. And the thing is they were on the same side, right? They both the two kingdoms they decided on not to use KPI anymore. So three kingdom into the three camp in the allies, two camp decided not to use the KPI system because they have lower KPI than us. And now like they want us to be on the other side, which is I mean like I don't know, man. Like this whole thing could be avoided if everybody tried to like take a step back, try to be nice, just like try to compromise. I mean, I'm trying to tell them like compromise. Like everybody, like we already took a step back already. We don't want to start. We want the reward is fine. Like why is this guy keep pushing me for like building on the other side? If you don't like, okay. I hope you guys can do some additional building and avoid unnecessary argument, right? So this guy, we am the one making unnecessary argument, right? If you don't like the distribution, it's not on us. We said at the beginning that we don't want the star. We don't like how your coalition get the same as us with your poor performance. We okay with 1830 getting the star. So as I mentioned, right, we were okay with 1830 getting the star. So you're insulting us. We did our job as good as you did yours. That what the king said based on the KPI he got. I haven't seen the KPI yet, but if you think we fought better than you guys, then you should do some actual building to avoid unnecessary argument. The Ivan tells guy, yo, if you think that, like, if you look at the KPI already and you know that your kingdom didn't do very well, just do some freaking building so that we don't have to go through the whole argument again. Like, you telling us, I mean, I'm just telling this guy to do some building. Look, like, I'm telling this guy to do like just do some freaking flag building and get the circle so that we can get it over with. This guy, oh, you telling us? I mean, when this, so I had to take the screenshot and send to the king, and then the king saw it. I don't know what happened after. I do. If you don't want to talk to me, then you can talk directly to the king. I'm just trying to sell the thing and make both party happy. Look like she doesn't understand me. All you have to do is to build a couple AF and flag, and this KvK is over. Right? I mean, just build the freaking AF. Oh my god. Why you keep arguing on who need to build where? We don't have the credit for it. Why don't agree on building plans that benefit everyone? Or it doesn't benefit us. That's why we don't want to do it. I mean, we already take a step back on the reward distribution, and now you just keep pushing us to building on the other side where 1830 was on. We just had an argument with them over the star. I mean, we don't want it. I would say it all I have to say is that my king won in terms of building. He probably wouldn't change his mind. You have two air kingdom in your camp. Don't tell us you don't have a credit as an excuse. I mean, I really. We had 0 before it KvK due to massive immigration by Aspo and groups, so yet we don't have credit. And it has nothing to do with the KvKC. Bro, it's like you guys want everything your way. Reward your way, building your way. Do it's much less building that way. You are making things hard. I mean, I'm telling this guy is making things very hard for me. Like for someone who work trying to make this KvK with a happy ending, you know. Reward your way. It's a fair, and everyone agree on it. If you don't like it, why you agree on it? Also, we got the worst reward of the three. So where do you see us complaining? Only one complaining is you. Okay. We make it your way, so please delete flag at the bottom of the France so we can build towards the level 7 pass. Now they want us to delete a whole bunch of flags instead of them dropping our fort near the gate, which is another crazy request. So I'm telling him, like, I honestly don't want to get involved in diplomacy or reward distribution. It gave me headache. All I have to say is, if you guys can try to compromise and avoid unnecessary argument, that's all. Everything else, you can talk directly to the king. I also told him the same. And this is when I kind of get off from like discussing anything. And today, nice job, YouTuber, nice content betraying your allies. I mean, like, if you didn't push us so hard, then maybe it wouldn't happen. And as of right now, this KvK is not over yet. I think Kingland's fight is gonna be hard. 1312 and 1830, they still fresh. They also get a new ally, which is 343. 343 here is 20 billion. Okay. 210 billion, right? So we're gonna have to fight them in Kingsland and decide on who is the winner. But I mean, like, this whole thing could be avoided if both sides you know, try to work things out. Like maybe 1965 and 1261 should have taken a step back, be like, okay, maybe we fought less than you guys. Maybe 2634 deserve a little bit more rewards than us. Maybe that could avoid the whole thing instead of you guys trying to be like, oh, everybody contributes its KvK equally when the KPI clearly showing different. Like we argue because the KPI showing that we perform we perform way better than 1261 and 1965, and like we just take way too many steps back, and this is what it is. I mean, like, and don't blame on me, right? People messaging me and be like, yo, why are you betraying us, man? Seriously, man, I didn't do anything, man. I'm the one who trying to fix this whole thing. I mean, like, do you think I want this to happen? Right? Do you think I want it to happen, guys? I mean, like, I try to work things out, but I mean, like, you guys, I don't know, man. And I'm trying to be as unbiased as possible, like explaining things to you guys here. I mean, if you guys have any other opinion, any other comments, you can comment in the section below. But hey, I mean, like, I'm just the messenger here. I try to avoid it whole internal conflict, but I mean, like, it's no good. I mean, myself is not good. Like, I'm trying to work with both sides, but like clearly one side just doesn't want to give in. They just want to push us more. I mean, we had no other choice. No, that's what it is, guys.